Okay, Tom. Well, at your request, I've set my layout up here for a small operating session. I've invited a couple of friends over, and we're going to run some trains around here and take some video, which I'm then going to stitch together and post on YouTube for you. So anyway, I hope you like the little tour of the layout and miniature operating session. Okay, Louise is running a military equipment freight train. It's coming up the hill here. That's a brewery that I have set up there on the front part of the track. Military train is being pulled by a steam engine.
I don't have anything here. That's good. And that's freight and grain, you know.
Slow it down a little now. Here's my military train.
I didn't slow it down much.
Okay, Bob is running a freight train. She'll be doing some switching along the way. I should say Bob Van Zant, since there are two Bobs here this afternoon. This freight train is coming into Center City. Bob Finch is running a passenger train, the Southern Crescent, through the layout, and it should be coming out of the portal here in a minute. This is my one train that has sound on it. So blow the horn, Bob. There you go. Bob is bringing the Crescent here into Center City for his first stop on the layout. And Bob will be stopping here for a few minutes.
Back up.
Now, Bob and Louise have had a cornfield meet due to bad planning on my part here. So Bob is running his train up on the branch line a ways. You can stop, Bob.
Okay.
He's going to park it there temporarily.
Okay.
So Louise can now pull her train through. There you go, Louise.
Military priority. But Crescent still knocks me out, right?
Well, it should, but... Okay, and there he goes. And Louise is pulling through Center City with the military freight train on her way back to staging. Meanwhile, Bob Finch is trying to get his train back on the track. Alright, the freight train is now coming over to Penn Yard, where Bob is going to be doing some switching here. So Bob's here doing some switching in the Penn City yard.
There we go. One.
Backing up to pick up the rest of his train, and off he'll go. Now there's no sound on this engine, so I'll just say beep beep, off we go. Okay, Bob is finished some switching over near the yard, and he's leaving.
I'm gonna need some juice from somewhere.
Now, you want me to go ahead and bump into her and push her out?
Bob is now picking up some grain cars at the grain mill.
Is that it that I just went through?
Oh, the switch wasn't thrown.
Wait a minute, I just overran the station stop here, I believe. This is Canyon City, right? Okay.
No, you gotta go back there.
Okay.
I'm sure we've got
Bob Finch is waiting to pull the passenger train out of Canyon, and Bob Van Zant is waiting for him so he can follow behind. Bob's been doing some switching over there by the grain mill. Meanwhile, Barry here is doing some repair work on my track work. Barry has pulled out a freight train, is going to be switching here in Penn City.
something went down. Caused by me. Okay. Okay, we'll stop it right here.
Is that being a problem, that switch?
Yes, I think it's just too tight on the,
Which one are you talking about?
right up here.
No, I'm looking for you to go.
Something to fix.
Yeah.
Do my noodle.
Having trouble getting
Follow
train
my
through one of my
orders, I got a
switches
3-minute
here.
stop here.
Okay, Barry is now pulling into Penn City to begin doing some switching here. Thanks to Barry for fixing some faulty track work. Penn City is composed of 6 or 7 different industries that have boxcars, tank cars, just about any type of car imaginable that have to be changed. There's a beer distributor, a fruit distributor, warehouses, oil distributor, grocery warehouse, all kinds of things. And then there's buildings. There's a commercial area here in the middle of my screen, and a bunch of other buildings, flat buildings, to give the impression of depth in the city. Bob Finch is now running a little passenger train, which is sometimes called a doodlebug, which is just now pulling out of the Penn City station.
Does that turn out?
It's a local. It'll run,
You're good.
stop at every station along the way.
Yeah, throw it.
Well, the passenger train is gone. Barry has gone back to work, switching cars here at Penn City.
Yeah, it's a little dead. It's just a little show.
Going past the commercial section downtown, past the passenger station.
Where is the station?
Okay, Bob and Louise are waiting at the one of the branch line stops there with their Doodlebug passenger train. And here comes the Doodlebug on the branch line,
So it'll
bringing passengers down to the other mine for the day's work. Pull it up a little farther, Bob, so I can see it. There you go. You can stop now.
Okay, you give it about a minute stop. And
Okay.
now,
Maybe stopping here for a while and then going back to wait for a mine
all the
switching
way
operation.
where we were before.
That's switching is what we're going
Back to the switching operation.
Gas inside.
We're still doing switching here in Penn City. Yeah, Barry, I decided against putting switch throws in the switching
Yeah,
area
yeah.
because
Too much room.
they just take up too much space and usually are going through those at fairly slow speed. So I'm hopeful that it'll work without
So we just sit.
having switch machines to keep them in the right direction.
Okay, now,
Okay. Bob is taking some coal cars past the Doodlebug on his way to the other mine while Louise waits with the Doodlebug.
Okay, so now I can take it out.
And then she will be going out in the opposite direction.
Oh, let's see. So I need to go check and see.
There's the Doodlebug waiting. And there it goes down the hill. And here's the Doodlebug going downhill.
we need to stop it. Stop it.
We're going back now, down to the main line.
I'm gonna put this back in the position for the siding for Bob. He needs to go back. Okay. Is that all right? That's it.
Go back into the tunnel and then
Back into the
stop.
tunnel,
and
stop,
change
throw
direction.
this.
And here comes the Doodlebug coming up to the canyon stop. This little group of buildings here is Canyon. And he'll be stopping there for a while. Okay, there's the Doodlebug coming into the Penyard train station.
Saying to come down here and then back and yeah.
This is Penyard here. Okay, Barry's picked up another freight train. He'll be heading over to Penn City to do some more switching. We'll see how that goes. And I thought I'd give you a little quick view of the staging yard and the several tracks that I have in the staging yard. As you can see there in the back by the buildings is the military train, and then I have a passenger train and some boxcars sitting to waiting delivery, a freight car train that just came in, some boxcars and a couple extra tracks, and some cars that I'm not currently using on the layout right now, kind of awaiting the future. All of this channels ultimately down to what we might call a yard throat, because everything has to come right through there. And then from there, it splits and at that white tower, and can go out on the layout either through the west portal to the left or to the east portal to the right. This area also contains the Y. As you see, you can use this thing to pull a train out, back it up, and then pull it in a different direction. So right now, that's what I'm using to turn trains around back here. I have not yet worked out any better solution right now. So that's it.